Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you our homeschool room and giving you a little bit of a tour. And so if you like these kind of videos, remember to subscribe and let's get into it. So last fall, I completely redid our homeschool space. We used to have desks and individual spaces and all these different things, and it wasn't working well for us, so I completely changed it. And I have a whole video on everything that I did. So I'll link that down below so you can see it. And at the time there was just a few things that I still wanted to change that we didn't get to or weren't able to. And now it's all done. Now everything is completely done and we're starting the school year. So I wanted just to give you kind of an updated homeschool tour, homeschool room tour, so you can see what everything looks like and kind of how we're utilizing this space. So let's jump to me giving you a tour. Okay, so here is our homeschool room. And I just finished getting it all ready and decorating for fall. It's barely September, but September 1st, I'm like, I love fall and I'm gonna decorate for it. So we'll kind of go around the room just so you can kind of see what everything is. This is a bathroom right here. So everyone knows what that looks like, right? And then on this wall, we have one of our calendars. This one has more like people's birthdays and just so my kids can see a quick glance of the month. And then over here is our fall schedule. So I went through, it's mostly like group work or any extra stuff my kids are doing. And then our Friday schedule here, and then their chore schedule is right there so that they can just quickly look up and see what they're supposed to do. And then this is just decorated a little bit. I love doing crafts and I have a monthly craft subscription. And so I have tons of crafts and I have to figure out where to put them all. So that's what this is from, that's what this is from. So I put my plant on it and put that there. And then I put the books for fall right here. And I'll show you later in our homeschool closet where I store all the books by subject. And I only take them out usually once a year. So these ones are fall, they're Johnny Appleseed, they're Apple books, different things like that that we might do units on or we just might read in our group time. And so that's there. And then this is actually a file cabinet. I believe this is from Wayfair. I got it maybe 4 years ago. So if I can find a similar one or this one, I'll link it down below. But this keeps mostly, it keeps some of our seasonal stuff. So maybe like units that go along with these kind of books and stuff. Or it has a lot of preschool stuff, a lot of alphabet stuff, some scripture stuff and things in there. Just anything that can be filed, I put it in there. So it's kind of out of our way and organized. And then this is our homeschool closet. I'll come back to the closet in a minute after we look at the room. And then I just have a picture of Christ, of our prophet and his counselors, and of Joseph Smith up here on the door. Just as a reminder, I like to have pictures of Christ in every single room. And so there's one, and there's probably, I think there's another one in here. So there's a few. And then over here we have our family celebrations, which is their birthdays mostly and anniversaries. Yeah, another craft and another craft. They all just are in here. And then when I get bored of them, we'll get rid of them and give them to Goodwill and get new ones. And then this door goes outside to the side of our house. So this room has a lot of doors in it, which makes it kind of hard sometimes. And then this is our big whiteboard. Picture of Christ. I'll probably have to switch sides of the room in a minute because the window is not going to give us great lighting. You won't be able to see anything. But over here, off to the side, I'll get a little bit closer up in just 1 minute. Those are some markers for the whiteboard and magnets, and then just some artwork for decoration that can go there. So let me move to the other side of the room so we can see everything just a little bit better. Okay, so here is a closer up of this whiteboard. So I actually made this, and in my video from last fall, because I redid our whole homeschool room, I talk about this a little bit more of how I did it, because I just bought a whiteboard off of Amazon, and then I made the frame for it and put like brackets on it to make it more decorative. I wanted something like this and couldn't find something on Etsy that was quite the size I wanted or the style or the cost. So I just made it myself. So here that is. So we have that, and then this is another craft right here. This shelf came from that subscription box. I'll link it down below. I've mentioned it before and I absolutely love it. And then some magnets right here. These are dry erase, and then these are wet erase markers over here. And then our artwork right there. Okay, I'm gonna try to show you this wall as best I can. Like I said, the window makes it really hard, and so we're gonna do what we can. But right down below, and then I'll show you what's above it because that's new. But this bookcase is something I put in last fall. It used to be upstairs in our bedroom. And so it has mostly my older kids' books. This shelf right here is my journals, my books and stuff like that, stuff that I like to be able to quickly grab. And then this bottom shelf, I put board books on there because our baby is crawling now. And so this will be a space. He'll probably get into these too. So we might have to move those or do something, but at least I know that all those books he can play with and we don't care if they get ripped apart. Some of them are already destroyed. And then I just have this plant. This is from Christmas. But what am I supposed to do with it? It's a live plant. I've kept it alive, so that's a win. And then these are a whole bunch of pens, markers, just mine. This is my spot. And so there's some permanent markers in here too that I might use for labeling or journaling and things like that. And so this is kind of my bin, which is another reason it's a little bit higher. My older kids can reach it, but obviously not littles. And then decoration. And then these are the chore jar. So sometimes my kids just pick from the chore jar. They don't have an assigned chore for that day. And then this is the board jar, which we don't use a whole lot, but it just has some ideas for things to do if you're bored. And then we keep a globe right here, which comes in handier than I thought it was going to, just to help my kids and reference things for them. It makes it easier. And then let's see if we can get a view of this without me running into the table. So I just put in this bookcase right here and I was so excited. I guess it's a shelving unit more than a bookcase. I guess you could use it for books, but I just wanted something decorative. This wall was just empty, it felt like, and I like putting up some decorations. Again, so much crafting. And so I just decorated it with some fall stuff right here. And then there's a few sayings up on the middle shelf. The top one has a fall thing right here. And then I'll probably change out some of those things. And some things will stay the same. And then maybe sometimes we'll store books up there or things that are just a little bit more precious or we want displayed or meaningful, but we don't want kids getting to them, but we want to be able to see them. So I'm excited for this. I just got it off of Amazon, and so I'll link that down below, but I wanted something a little bit more industrial looking, and this fits the bill perfect. Okay, we're gonna move to this wall and try to avoid the window that's right here, but the table in the middle of the room kind of makes it hard. I almost want to push it out of the way, so it's easier for me to show you guys. But this is our other wall right here. So these magnet boards have my kids' names on them. I don't have one for my baby. We'll see if he gets one or not. But they can display their artwork there. I don't like stuff on my refrigerator. And so this is where they can put those things. And then this is an Old Testament timeline because we're studying the Old Testament this year. And so it has some different pictures, some different things on it to help us keep track of everything. And so I have that up there because that was the best place for me to put it. And then I guess right here is another calendar. So I just barely got this one because I wanted something where it went out more specifically of what we're doing. Like if we had dentist appointments or music or Spanish, my kids could look at this calendar and know. And then when they fill out their planners, they have this stuff right here that's easy for them to see. And so that's why I have that one. And then if you saw the fall video, there used to be a huge desk in this corner. And at the time I wanted to replace it. We just were not able to because IKEA is not close to us. And so I had to wait till we could get another set of drawers right here. So all my kids' schoolwork is in these drawers. So these are my older 3 kids. And then this is my 5-year-old. And I put all their schoolwork in here, mostly the top 3 drawers. And the bottom 2 are their junk drawers. So they get to use them basically for whatever they want. We have to clean them out. Like if they get too full for stuff, you know, and they want to put more stuff in them, then it's time to clean them out. But it's their space down here on this floor. You know, upstairs they have their rooms. Down here, this is their space. If it doesn't fit in here, it has to go. Okay, that's just how it works. And then we have some more decorations over here. We're covered in decorations around here. And so those are there. This is a pencil sharpener that I just recently got. I showed that in my back to school haul video. We have some allowance. My kids mostly get allowance now just online from the bank, which is me and my husband. But this is some of the cash money that they have that just sits right there. And then they have all their supplies that they're gonna need for school over here. So we have our dry erase markers, our scissors, our glue, protractor, compass, because we're kind of getting into that stage with my older child, erasers, markers. Someone told me to store these upside down because that keeps them better, longer. So I haven't done that. I honestly forgot until I was showing them to you. And so maybe we should turn them upside down because then they'll be better. And then this is another pencil sharpener. This one's just battery operated. And then pencils, pens, and some colored pencils right there. Okay, then in the very middle of our room is our table. So we used to have desks. I explained that all in the other video, so I'll link that down below. Now we have a table and we like it much better. This was from Wayfair as well. And the chairs, we already had some of these chairs in our kitchen. And so I got some more of those, and then a spinny chair down there that's from IKEA, and more crafts and a candle right there. But this is the center of our space and where we spend most of our time, at least hopefully. With the baby, we haven't been back here as much, but starting soon, we will be back here even more. Okay, here's our homeschool closet. I'm gonna try to show it as best I can. The lighting is not great and the space is a little squished to be able to get in there and really show you, but I'm gonna move these carts in a minute. But I showed a video of our back to school haul and how I made this art cart for my kids. So I have that in there and how it inspired me to make some more. So I did all of our morning basket basically stuff, morning cart, everything we're gonna need is right there. So I can just roll it out the night before, set everything out, and then it's easy to get to. There's also another one right here that has all of my personal craft supplies in it. So when I do all my crafting, I can just roll it out. Eventually it might be someplace else, but right now this is the best place for it. So let me move these and then I can show you a little bit better look of the closet. Okay, so here is the closet as best as we can get it for you. And I will start at the bottom. I feel like I'm gonna make everyone sick here. Hopefully no one gets sick from all the motion. But we keep a chair in here because some things are too tall for me to reach, let alone my kids, so they use that as well as me. But these bottom shelves, all of this is basically games, some for game schooling, some more STEM related activities, and then some like preschool, letters, all that kind of stuff over here. So there's a variety of things. And then these next shelves, some of this stuff is a little bit just miscellaneous, like I just need it stored somewhere for a while. But all these books, and then this shelf too, are all themed. You know, they all have labels on them, and these bins are just from Amazon, and I really like them. And so these are the books I set out in the bin I showed you earlier. And I usually only set them out once a year because then it makes it more exciting for my kids. And so we'll go through them, we'll talk about them, we'll read them, and they get really excited. And some of our curriculum is right here in some of these bins too, so I can easily get them. And then I have a few craft supplies here. I have bigger whiteboards because we have some teeny ones that come with their math, but these ones are a little bit bigger if we need them for something. These are small cookie trays that are great, like magnet boards that you can use for preschool or even kindergarten type stuff. So there's a few just art supplies. This is some butcher paper up here. This is my laminator and my cutter right there. So if I need those, some more art stuff on that shelf. And then these upper shelves are a little harder to see, but this is, I put all of our sensory bin stuff here that I can easily get to for my kindergartner. So there's Play-Doh, there's paint stuff, some paint stuff, and most of it's in the craft cart thing, the art cart. And then there's a whole bunch of sensory bin stuff here. And then most of these bins up here that have math, like manipulatives, both of these are math. And then some science, extra glue, my office supplies. And this is like geoboards and some other activities that I'll pull out sometimes as well. This very top shelf, it'll be so hard to see, but it mostly just has like some miscellaneous stuff. This is for me binding my their notebooks and different things like that. Some extra sensory bins that I bought, and so I can use those occasionally. And then some just extra supplies up there as well. So that's kind of what our closet looks like and where tons of our stuff is stored. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope it was helpful for you. Maybe it gave you some ideas of what you could do in your homeschool space. I'll make sure to link everything down below, at least stuff that I can still find. And if you have any questions or things that maybe I didn't talk about well enough in the video that you wanted to know more about, put it down in the comments and I'll try to answer all your questions. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and I will see you next time.